What's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Just wanted to make another quick video, guys. Just wanted to talk about some things that defensive coordinator Gus Bradley had to say on a few individual players and a few other things going on. So I definitely think that the defense, the whole talk of training camp, right, is all about the offense, right? It's about Anthony Richardson. It's about Jonathan Taylor. We're not talking a lot about the defense, and what this team can potentially do. Obviously, this team is in its second year in Gus Bradley's system. There's a lot of new faces out there, but there are some veterans here who had the chance to really rise and shine with Gus Bradley now entering another season. Just wanted to mention a few things. Gus Bradley had mentioned how Shaq Leonard has such a high football IQ that the coaches trust him to make his own decisions on the field. Clearly, Shaq hasn't really missed much when it comes to a mental standpoint. Even says that there's been some times where Shaq has been able to do things on his own, like whenever there's a reactionary thing that Shaq Leonard could do versus what the assignment tells him to do, they trust him to make that sort of situation happen. We've seen it several times, including like interceptions that Shaq Leonard's had before, where he was deviating from the coverage because he saw something and was able to make a play because of that. Obviously, defensive coordinators like Gus Bradley, they accept that this is what great players do, and that's what they need to allow him to do in order to get things going. James Boyd brought up something when Gus Bradley was talking about Shaq Leonard gradually returning to form. He wants to play at the level right now, and it's coming, and it is definitely coming. So, again, they're talking about it, how Shaq may not be 100% back to what he was just yet, but the feel and the physical effect of Shaq Leonard is starting to come back. They're starting to notice the difference. So it's really awesome to see Shaq Leonard doing that and a few other things. Gus Bradley even had mentioned talks about Daryl Baker. And he said that he's impressed with him in camp. He said he plays tight coverage underneath, and on the deep balls, he's stayed on top. He's a really good technician and seems to be doing the right things under the principles we're teaching. The very interesting name, because again, a lot of people did not know of Daryl Baker before this training camp went down. Obviously, with Juju Brent still being out for the Forsaken future, and Darius Rush having a few issues every now and again, you get some of these other guys that a lot of people aren't really talking about, but you find a guy like Daryl Baker who's been performing really well in camp right now, and that's really awesome. Even talked about Kenny Moore. Gus Bradley always singles out Kenny Moore every time and says that he's playing an extremely high level in camp right now. Says he feels a lot more focused and locked in. Offensive coaches have even been making comments to him about how well he's playing, which is fantastic. I mean, I love to see that. So that's really it, guys. From the standpoint of a lot of things, I mean, it's not much, but, we are talking about, again, Shaq Leonard. Gus Bradley says he's extremely close to getting back to the way he wants to be. He's been impressed with Daryl Baker and with Kenny Moore, how those two have locked in camp so far. So really, that's it, guys. That's it for this video. Again, keep up with us with the practice videos. We're going to have those coming here shortly. Greatly appreciate all of your guys' support. And as always, guys, go Colts.